Hi, and welcome to Business as Usual.
Day 48.
Mike and Mary Pallin.
And we're here to talk about the pandemic pivot.
That's right. If you have ever been to one of our webinars, well, since this quarantine thing started, then you've heard us start out with a special message to all the real estate agents that might be paying attention, calling us to be leaders in our community, in our families, and in our industry.
Now, some places around the country, realtors have been deemed as essential services. Real estate agents are essential. And in some places, they're not. And just recently, one of the most militant states, one of the toughest lockdowns, has said a week from now, you'll be essential again.
Yeah.
Somebody waved a magic wand and made us essential. Thank you very much. So what are most people in real estate going to do for the next week? What do you think, Mayor?
Wait until next week?
Until things get back to, quote, normal. How many times have we heard when this is over and things get back to normal?
Right.
Well, what's a leader to do? What is a leadership position to take in this time when so many people are expecting things to go back to normal?
Yeah, and I think as we loosen, as we do feel like we're normal, I heard that yesterday in Hawaii, the beaches are open. Now, that's a pretty big deal for Hawaii. In fact, there was a $5,000 fine for being on the beach in Hawaii. Even if you were just walking on the beach,
Wow.
Exercising on the beach, you were not allowed. Michigan, Vermont, California. We've had states in the union that were truly locked down that are starting to open up now. You know, Kohl's is open in some states now. So, what does all that mean? Is there really a back to normal?
Well, there's a new normal. We know that for sure. And that's
Right.
why our message all this week has been to do the pandemic pivot. Because we have figured out, all of us collectively together,
Yeah.
have figured out the pieces of the puzzle, how to do real estate safely and in a modern way. And when things go back to, quote, normal, guess what? A lot of the things we learned during this pandemic period are going to carry forward. A lot of the efficiencies, a lot of the digital landscape that's come into real estate is going to be the new normal. And those who are late adapters or still non-adapters, are going to get left behind. And what do we need? Well, we need to make a decision about that pivot. Yes or no? Is it for me? Is the new norm in real estate going to be part of my business? We hope the answer is yes, because guess what? Those are the people who are going to do the best.
Well, and if there's a way to do things right and smart and effective and efficient, it only makes sense to do that, right? So if you can meet with a buyer, let's just take a buyer, for example, because we've been talking about meeting with buyers, doing that Wickman CETO, right? Come into my online office, doing a virtual meeting with the buyer before you show houses. Well, that's logical. Floyd's been teaching for 40 years that a buyer should meet with you prior to seeing houses. That you do a sit down, you get all your ducks in a row, you find out what their wants and needs are, you qualify them, you pre-qualify. We can do all that virtually. Come on, man, get with the program. You don't have to walk them through a house first.
That's where that phrase, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, came from. Because the baby is what you've learned from Floyd.
Right.
It's those timeless dialogues,
Right.
techniques, and practices and philosophies that will help you if you do the pivot.
Right.
Now, if you don't, and you want to go back to the way things were, there's a lot of people, and trust me on this, please trust me on this. This pandemic scared the crap out of a lot of people, and they're still scared.
And they're going to be scared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just because they lift restrictions
Right.
doesn't mean tomorrow everybody's going to, things are fine. No.
Some people will do that.
Yeah.
For sure.
But they're still scared. So what they're going to look for are those people in real estate who can promise them not just efficiencies and not just modernness, but safety. That we have your best interest at heart and we've figured out how to do this safely. They're going to need reassurance.
And we did. So, yes, you're right. Reassurance is the key word, the theme word for this message.
Reassure. Remember in the preview of Coming Attractions, that setup to the polka? Let me reassure you, I would never ask you to work exclusively with me unless you are absolutely convinced that I'm the best agent to help you go through with your plans. And let me reassure you, I didn't come over here to get a listing just for the sake of getting a listing. You know, anyone could do that. The only reason I'd want you to even consider hiring me is you're convinced I'm the best agent to help you go through with your plans. Those are reassuring statements. And now we have one to add to that. It's a reassurance that we've figured out how to keep you and your family safe throughout the transaction.
And by doing that, we open the door to a wider selection of buyers who have the same interests in mind. They want to be safe. So, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, by having these systems in place, we open the door figuratively, virtually, to those buyers that are afraid to walk through a property right now. They want to buy, they need to buy, they will buy, but they feel they need to protect their family as well. Imagine working with an agent that is doing it the old-fashioned way. Maybe they've got, Clorox wipes or something, but they're not doing most of their business virtually. Can you see how a buyer might be reluctant to act now and think that it would be better if they waited?
So there you have our message for day 48, but we want you to stay tuned. Remember to add reassurance to your arsenal right now. And in just a minute, we're going to draw the winner of the COVID-19 Linda Wickman face masks. We're back.
Time for a drawing. Look at these. Aren't they beautiful? Linda, thank you so much for making them for us. And we just did a drawing. So, drum roll. And the first
Winner
person
is
that we drew was
Julie Ray Ritchie.
Woohoo! Yay, Julie Ray. Thank you so much for sharing our videos and for watching our videos, because I know they made you uncomfortable a few times.
And there's 4 Ray Ritchies.
There are. That means there's one mask left, and we did a second drawing.
And believe it or not, get by giving award winner Mark Kottman.
Yay, Mark.
Which is very cool because he's already had COVID-19.
Oh.
Yes, so this will be a big help for him.
Well, maybe he'll want to raffle it off to one of his clients. I don't know.
We're glad you're fully recovered, Mark.
Yeah, that's for
sure. So congratulations, Julie and Mark, and thank you all for posting our videos.
All right. See you tomorrow. Oh, don't miss Michael's song. It's a good one. We've been practicing all week.
See you then.